So today, my name is Dr. Shankar Patil. I am faculty in the Department of Oral Pathology, and today I'll be taking the lecture on oral oncology. So, I have made it as simple as possible because oral oncology is not that easy uh, chapter, but I have tried to make it as easy as possible. So, it is called Introduction to Oral Oncology. So what you should be able to learn with this lecture is you should know what to define the neoplasm, to classify the neoplasm, to know the global incidence and prevalence of oral cancer, and understand the differences between benign and malignant tumors. So these are the uh, intended learning outcome for this lecture, because this is a take-home message of my lecture, and the contents. So I will describe all this. What is a tumor, what are its parts, and all those things I will let you know. Now, what is oncology? Is a part of pathology only. In pathology, everything comes, but oncology purely neoplasms will come, tumors. Okay, it is part of pathology only, but here only the tumors come. So once I explain the lecture, you will come to know. So what is neoplasm? It is an abnormal mass of tissue. You should know the definition. The growth of which exceeds and is uncoordinated with that of the normal tissue and persists in the same excessive manner even after the cessation of the stimuli which had evoked the change. So this definition was given by Robert Willis in 1952. So till date, this uh, definition holds good. The 1952 definition, what they had given. What do you mean by this? Means tumor or oncology is what? It is an abnormal mass of tissue. When new tissue is being formed and it is growing and growing uncoordinatedly. And if any, it is growing due to some irritation, maybe like tobacco smoking or shamma. Even if you stop, it will keep on growing. So that is neoplasm. And if you stop the stimuli like cigarette, smoking or shamma, it will still grow. So that which has evoked change. So this is the definition of neoplasm. What are the risk factors? So in oral cavity, we will talk about neoplasm or oral oncology means we will talk about oral squamous cell carcinoma only or oral cancer. Because 90% of the tumors which occur in the oral cavity are oral cancer related. So oral cancer, more than 90 tumors of the oral cavity, you will see oral cancer. So no single causative agent or factor has been clearly defined. So there are many factors, intrinsic and extrinsic factors are there. That factors are responsible to cause oral cancer. So now what they are etiological factors? It might be tobacco, smoke. It might be smokeless tobacco. It may be betel quid, alcohol, radiation, syphilis, candida, and human papilloma virus infection. So these are the etiological factors what we are trying to tell. So tobacco smoke is there. Smokeless tobacco is nothing but shamma. Then you will have betel quid. Betel quid we have in India. Then alcohol, radiation, syphilis is a bacterial infection, candida is a fungal infection, and human papilloma virus. So these are the etiological factors for oral cancer or oral oncology. Predisposing factors means which will help this tumor grow is generalized malnutrition, iron deficiency, anemia, immunosuppression, and hereditary disorders. So you may have some certain hereditary disorders which you may carry from your parents to the offspring, and then malnutrition is there. That is, if you don't have the food properly, iron deficiency is there, and if your body is immunosuppressed or you have some hereditary disorders. So these are the things which you should be able to know. And this is the pictorial description. So these are the normal cells, and this is the cancer cells which are dividing, and a tumor is forming. So these are pink color what you see, these are the normal cells, and this is the tumor which is being formed. So these are the cancer dividing cells. Here the tumor is growing. If it grows outside, it is called exophytic growth, and when it grows inside, it is called endophytic growth. Right? So this is a general pictorial description of the tumor. Right? So it will start growing outside. It is called endophytic growth, or it might grow. So this is about now. What is oncology? Study of neoplasms is called oncology. Right? In Greek, onkos means tumor. Neoplasms are called as tumors also. So we call neoplasm as tumor. So we may ask in exam, in your quiz, study of neoplasm is called as. You should know is oncology. And neoplasms are also called as tumors. So you should know the answer. It is very easy to know. And we may ask in exam even these two parts. What are the parts of the tumor? Parenchyma consists of the tumor cells. So this is the parenchyma, where you'll see the tumor cell, and this is the stroma. Stroma consists of components surrounding the tumor cells. So these dark blue color cells, what you are seeing, these are the tumor cells, and surrounding that, whatever you see, is the stroma. Right? So the tumor cells are called parenchyma. Surrounding the tumor cells, whatever tissue you see is called stroma. So you should know the parts of the tumor. So here, if you see, now this is the histopathological slide. Here you'll see the parenchyma, and this is the stroma. So the tumor cells, what you see here in the epithelium is parenchyma. This is the stroma. So this is the parenchyma, the tumor proper, and this is the stroma surrounding it. So you should know there are two parts of the tumor, parenchyma and stroma. If you know this much, more than enough. Then growth of the tumor and its evolution. The growth and spread of the tumor depends on the stroma. So we may ask in your exam, in MCQ, the growth and spread of the tumor, it depends on parenchyma or stroma. Your answer should be stroma. Then evolution of a tumor. Benign, not cancer. Tumor cells grow only locally and cannot spread by invasion or metastasis. So there are two types of tumors, benign and malignant tumors. We'll tell you the difference. So benign means it is present locally. Usually these tumors are capsulated, the capsule, and they do not spread. But malignant tumors, what they will do is these cells can invade neighboring tissues, enter blood vessels, and metastasize. So these tumors will spread very fast, and they are not capsulated, and they will get into the blood and lymphatic system, and from there it will spread to all other parts of the body. Right? So we'll tell you. So normal cells become, this is a normal epithelium. Then slowly the epithelium, if you have the habit like smoking, smoking cigarette, shisha, shamma, then your epithelium will become hyperplastic. Then slowly it will become dysplastic. So there are many different, dysplastic means it is not a normal epithelium, it is an abnormal epithelium, and then slowly it will go into cancer. So the stages are, first it will become normal epithelium will become hyperplastic. It is increasing the thickness of the epithelium. Then dysplastic. Dysplastic means there are many different dysplastic features which are there when you can call an epithelium dysplastic, and then it turns into cancer. Here cancer means we talk about oral cancer. So tumor can be classified into benign and malignant. So why this pictorial representation? Because the benign tumor. See, benign tumor, it has on the circle what you see, it is capsulated. So since it is capsulated, it will not spread very fast. And by surgery, you can remove it. You go to the surgeon, surgeon will, along with this capsule, he will remove the tumor. But malignant means the tumor will break. breach the epithelium, it may get into connective tissue, it may grow outside, it may grow inside. So this is the malignant epithelium. Tumors can be classified as benign or malignant, depending on it. What is a benign tumor? General characteristics of a benign tumor. Let us talk. It is localized in nature. So you see this tumor? It is localized in nature. Does not spread to other side. So from here it will not grow to the other side. Why? Because it is capsulated and can be removed by surgery. You can easily, if you go to a surgeon, he will remove it along with the capsule. And patient generally survives. Here, patient will survive because why? The tumor will have be in a restricted area. Just you have to go to the surgeon, he will remove it. So the problem will solve. A benign tumor. Parts of a benign tumor, this is the expansion happening. So it will tumor will spread by expansion. It will try to push the surrounding. So this tumor, this capsule, until the swelling will be there. Why? Because it will try to expand locally. So benign tumors are called, usually they end by the word oma. Okay. Benign tumor of fat tissue are called lipoma. Neural tissue, neuroma. Fibrous tissue, benign tumor of a fibrous tissue, fibroma. So all these tumors can be present in the oral cavity, and you should know what is oma. So that is very, very important. Usually benign tumors end with the suffix oma. Some exceptions are there. Some tumors, they are called oma, but they are malignant, like lymphoma, melanoma. These are exceptions. Malignant tumor of lymphocytes is lymphoma. Of malignant tumor of melanocytes is melanoma. But these two are malignant tumors. They are not benign. Just for your information. What is a malignant tumor? Malignant tumor is also called as cancer. What they do is it invades and destroys the adjacent structure. See how it spreads. It will spread below. It will spread up. If it spreads like this on the top surface, it is having called exophytic growth. If it spreads downwards, it is called endophytic growth. It is spread to distant site to cause death. Whenever a tumor spreads from one local area, suppose from oral cavity it is spreading to the lungs, right, to the stomach, to the rectum, to the anus, if it is spreading, then it is metastasis. So the patient usually dies when the tumor spreads from one local area to the other by this metastasis. And types of malignant tumors are, first is carcinoma, means oral cancer is a carcinoma. Carcinoma means the tumor is arising from the epithelium and going into the connective tissue. Sarcoma means the tumor is arising from the connective tissue only. And carcinomas spread through lymphatics or lymph nodes. Sarcomas spread through blood vessels. Sarcomas are still more dangerous than carcinomas. And undifferentiated malignant tumor means you will not be able to identify only whether it is carcinoma or sarcoma, whether it is from the epithelium or it is from the connective tissue. You will not be able to identify it. So in exam, you should know what are the types of malignancies: carcinoma and sarcoma and undifferentiated. These three you should know. So we may ask in the exam. Sites affected by the oral cancer are upper and lower lip, tongue, gingiva, floor of the mouth, palate, buccal mucosa, ovula, vestibule of mouth, retromolar and salivary glands. So all these are affected by oral cancer. Means they are all parts of the oral cavity are affected by oral cancer. Especially the floor of the mouth, oral cancer in the floor of the mouth, tongue, they are very, very dangerous because they'll spread very fast. So this is the oral cancer in different location in the gingiva, okay, on the floor of the mouth, right? So this is on the gingiva, right? So these are the clinical pictures. Oral cancer is very, very deadly. So you should stop smoking and you should stop shamma, shisha, whatever you are having. Nomenclature benign and malignant tumor based origin. So nomenclature means now this is the tumors which are arising from epithelium, tumors are which are arising from mesenchymal or connective tissue. So this is a type of tissue. So you have benign and malignant. Even in mesenchymal tissue or the tumors which arise in the connective tissue, will have benign and malignant. So from benign tumors of epithelial origin are papilloma, okay, adenoma, right? And malignant tumors arising from the epithelium are squamous cell carcinoma, adenocarcinoma, transitional carcinoma. You should know the process. Mesenchymal, benign tumors of the connective mesenchymal is lipoma, chondroma, angioma. Malignant tumors arising from the connective tissue of mesenchymal is liposarcoma, chondrosarcoma, angiosarcoma. So you should know the tumors are epithelium and mesenchymal in origin. In epithelium, again benign malignant. In mesenchymal, again benign malignant. Benign, you should know some names. Malignant, you should know some names. Just a rough idea. If you have, it's more than enough. We don't expect you to go in depth. So, a glandular tumor arising from the glandular epithelium is called adenoma, benign tumor. Malignant tumor is called adenocarcinoma. Lining epithelium, papilloma. Malignant tumor, squamous cell carcinoma. So, tumor arising from fibroblast, benign tumor is fibroma. Malignant, fibrosarcoma. Osteoma, osteosarcoma. Chondro, chondrosarcoma. So, like this, you should know the names, how they are named, benign and malignant tumors. If you know that much, it's more than enough. What are carcinomas? Malignant tumors of epithelial tissue are called carcinoma, which we may ask in exam. Tumors arising from the epithelial tissue are called as. So whatever I have marked in red is a typical MCQ question. So, and we may ask this also. Malignant tumors of stratified squamous epithelium are called as squamous cell carcinoma. So we may ask as an MCQ question. Whatever is marked in red, you should know. This is the squamous cell carcinoma. See, this is the epithelium. Okay, the photomicrograph. Whatever pictures we take from the microscope are called photomicrograph, not photograph. Basically, whatever we take, it is called photograph. But whatever we take from the microscope, it is called photomicrograph. So this is the epithelium. This is the connective tissue. Okay. So the malignant tumor islands resembling squamous cells. So from the epithelium, the cells are going down into the connective tissue. So this is the tumor of epithelial origin. So this is squamous cell carcinoma. These round what you are seeing, these are called keratin pearls. Right? What are sarcomas? Malignant tumor of mesenchymal tissue origin are called sarcoma. So, we may ask in malignant tumors of epithelial tissue origin, what is the answer? Carcinoma. Malignant tumors of mesenchymal tissue origin are called sarcomas. So if you know this much, more than enough. We don't want you to do PhD in this. Malignant tumors of neural tissue are called neurosarcoma. Malignant tumors of fatty tissue are called liposarcoma. Malignant tumors of fibrous tissue are called fibrosarcoma. So you should have an idea what it is. What is undifferentiated malignant tumor? Malignant tumor cells does not resemble epithelial mesenchymal tissue. The tumor is called undifferentiated. So we may ask, malignant tumor of epithelial tissue origin, carcinoma. Malignant tumor of mesenchymal tissue origin, sarcoma. But if you are not able to identify it is epithelial or mesenchymal tissue in origin, then it is called undifferentiated malignant tumor. These are the most deadly tumors, undifferentiated. Why? Because the cells are dividing at such a fast rate that you are not able to recognize whether it is arising from the epithelium or mesenchymal tissue. So these tumors are very, very dangerous. So you should know. The malignant tumor we may ask in exam. The malignant tumor cell does not resemble epithelial or mesenchymal tissue. Then the tumor is called as. So this will be the answer. Undifferentiated. Other types of tumors are mixed tumors and teratomas. So need not worry about this. What are mixed tumors? We may ask. Tumor has both epithelium and mesenchymal component. The tumor is called mixed tumor. They can be benign or malignant. We may ask in exam. What is mixed tumor? Mixed means it has both epithelium and mesenchymal component. That's it. Very easy. Malignant mixed tumor is carcinosarcoma. Carcinosarcoma means it has tumor arising from epithelium, that is carcinoma. Sarcoma means tumor also arising from connective tissue. So it is called carcinosarcoma or malignant tumors that consists mixture of carcinoma, that is epithelial cancer, and sarcoma. That is, it has both the mixture of epithelium and the connective tissue. So we may ask in exam, what is carcinosarcoma? Means it has the mixture of both the epithelium and the mesenchymal component of the tumor. What are teratomas? Tumors arising from more than one germ layer are called teratomas. Here, more than one germ layers, you will see cartilage, you will see adipose tissue, you will see thyroid tissue, you will see bone tissue, so many tissues you will see in the connective tissue. The tumors arising from more than one germ layer. So there are three germ layers: ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. So if the tumors arise from more than one germ layer, it is called teratoma. You should remember this name. Whatever I marked in red is important. Exam pointer. Differences between benign and malignant tumor. You should know the differences. Being in the in your ear. So benign means it is cells are not cancerous and they don't spread. Why they don't spread? Because of the capsule. This is the capsule. That is why they don't spread. Malignant tumor, they don't have the capsule. They'll break anything. Cells are cancerous and can spread to other tissue. Why they'll spread to other tissue? Because they're non-capsulated. There is no capsule and the cells can travel from one area to another with the help of blood vessels or lymphatics. These are the listed. You should know the differences. It is local. Benign is local. Malignant can spread to other sides. This will grow slow. This will grow fast. This encapsulated is non-encapsulated. It compresses the surrounding normal tissue. This will invade and destroy the surrounding normal tissue. Effects produced by pressure on surrounding structures. It will destroy these structures. It will remove. If you remove benign, the patient will be fine. But if you remove malignant, the surgery what will do, still you will not be able to restore the function. So these are the differences between benign and malignant tumor, which you should know. You may ask in exam, what are the differences between benign and malignant. Malignant are very, very dangerous. The patient, chances of the patient dying are very high here, but not in the benign tumors. What is differentiation and anaplasia? Differentiation means it refers to the extent to which plastic parenchymal cells resemble the normal cells. Means it depends the tumor cells, how much they resemble the original epithelium or connective tissue. So that is called differentiation. Anaplasia means lack of differentiation is called anaplasia. Means these cells you will not be able to recognize only whether they are from epithelium or the connective tissue. Anaplasia is more dangerous. The more differentiated the cells are, the better is the prognosis. The chance of the patient chance of the patient surviving is very high when the tumor is differentiated. When it is anaplastic, it is more dangerous. In general, benign tumors are well differentiated, while malignant tumors have anaplasia. So you should know what differentiation and what is anaplasia. So benign and this is malignant. I already showed you. Okay, metastasis. Metastasis means when the tumor spreads from one part of the body to another. Suppose someone has lung cancer because of smoking. The tumor may spread to oral cavity, it may spread to breast, it may spread to the cervix, it may spread to the stomach, it may spread to the colon. Okay, so that is called metastasis. For the oral cavity, tumor from the oral cavity can spread to lungs, it can spread to breast, it can spread to the gastric mucosa, it can spread to the colon. So dissemination of cancer may occur through one of the three pathways. So you should know. Tumor may spread from blood, that is hematogenous spread. Sarcomas usually spread hematogenous. Carcinomas spread through lymphatics. And sometimes direct seeding of body cavities on surface. Direct seeding means from one organ, it may go to the different organ. That is called direct seeding. So what is the incidence of oral cancer? So annual around 300,000 cases you will see globally. New cases 300,000 new cases are seen every year. So and 100,000 for both genders for lip and oral cavity are prevalence rate is 13.5. So estimated age So in Saudi Arabia, it is 0.5 per 100,000 for males and 0.6 per 100,000 for females. Okay, it's called ASR, means age standardized ratio. Approximately 90, more than 90% of oral malignancies are squamous cell carcinoma. So you should remember one thing: in every year, around 300,000 new cases are detected. If you know this much, more than enough. And around 90% all oral malignancies are squamous cell carcinoma or oral cancer. There can be salivary gland cancer, there may be other cancers in the oral cavity, but 90% are oral cancer. Importance of staging in oral cancer. You should know the staging and grading of oral cancer. Why? It will tell whether the patient will survive or no, and what type of treatment we should give. Whether we should do only surgery, or we should do radiotherapy, we should do chemotherapy, or we should do immunotherapy. So many therapies are there. So to do plan the treatment and to know the survival or prognosis of the patient, you do staging and grading of oral cancer. Now, see, why are you in second year, then third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year in internship? How you are staged or graded, right? So also the tumor is also staged or graded. So staging oral cancer is an important tool for oncologists to find the natural history of disease to predict prognosis. Prognosis means whether the patient will be able to survive, support the surveillance community to facilitate cancer control, to compare clinical trials. So and to do research. So if you want to plan the treatment of the patient, or if you want to do research, if you want to find a treatment for oral cancer, staging is very, very important. So TNM staging, you should know what is TNM. If you know this much, more than what is T is tumor size. N is whether lymph nodes are involved or no. M means whether metastasis has occurred or no. So we may ask, what do you mean by TNM? In TNM staging of oral cancer, T means tumor size. The tumor size can be less than 2 centimeter, 2 to 4, more than 4, like that. Node means, N means lymph node involvement, whether one side lymph nodes are involved or both lymph nodes are involved. And what is the size of the lymph node which is involved? Right? Unilateral, bilateral. And M means metastasis, whether it is spreading to other body parts or it is not. So this staging is very important. Size of the tumor, lymph node involvement, and whether metastasis has occurred or no is important to plan the treatment. Whether we have to do only surgery, whether you have to do surgery and radiotherapy, or whether we have to do surgery, radiotherapy, and chemotherapy, everything will come to know. That is staging. Grading means histological grading as an important diagnostic tool for cancer. So, histologically, we grade the tumor, whether the tumor is well differentiated, moderately differentiated, or poorly differentiated. If it is well differentiated, then the chance of the patient survival is high.
Excuse me, doctor.
Yes, tell me.
Uh, does I should understand everything in the schedule? Last one. In the last slide.
This one.
Previous slide. Oh, sorry. In the previous slide. Yes, this.
This slide, you should know what is T, N, and M. That's all. T means
Should I
tumor
understand
size.
everything?
No, 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 not everything. Only you should know the meaning. What is T, N, and M? T means tumor size. N is lymph node involvement. M is metastasis. If you know this much, more than enough. No need to know the complete table. Okay? Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Grading means there are histopathological, we see under the microscope and we tell whether it is well differentiated, moderately differentiated, or differentiated. So we will, if the poorly differentiated means the patient chances of survival will be high. Cervical lymph node metastasis indicates poor prognosis of oral cancer. If the tumor has metastasized, then chances of the patient survival is not there. So, well differentiated, poor, moderately differentiated, poorly differentiated, then anaplastic or pleomorphic. You should know at least this is called Broders classification or grading. Okay. If undifferentiated cells are less than 25%, then it is well differentiated. 25 to 50% moderate, 50 to 75 poorly differentiated, and greater than 75% anaplastic. So if you know at least the names, grades. In exam, we may ask the following are the grades of the tumor grading except. So we may put one wrong answer A, B, C, D. We may give these four names. We may put one fifth name which is the wrong answer. So you should know well differentiated, moderately differentiated, poorly differentiated, and anaplastic. And we may give one wrong answer. So you should identify the wrong answer. Okay. So this was about oral cancer or oral oncology. So oral oncology, why we should know? Because we are dentists, so we should know it. Since we are dentists, we should know it. In oral cavity, um, we should be able to know. Yes, it is like pathology only. Oncology is a branch, some type of pathology, and it is oral cancer. Oncology means basically think of oral cancer. Okay, so this is the way we have to. This is the way we have to go. So oral cancer is important, and we being the dentists, we should know why. Because many oral cancer cases you will come across when you are posted in X. They may come with pre-cancer, they may come with cancer. So many people will come. So you should know. And oral cancer happens due to especially smoking, shisha, shamma, or khat. Not khat, cigarette smoking, shisha. These are smoking forms of tobacco, and the chewing form of tobacco is shamma. So these three, shisha, shamma, and smoking, cigarette smoking, will cause oral cancer.
Well,
So, huh? So this is about oral oncology. So thank you so much for your patient hearing. And questions will be asked. Very easy questions will be asked in the exam. Don't worry about the questions. Okay. Thank you so much.